Good afternoon from Oakville, everyone. It's Hanifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I thought I would talk to you about two pretty important concepts that many people hear about regularly but might not really understand, and you might have too. So I hope that this video is helpful for you. And I thought I'd start by preparing you with this first quotation. It says, "It's only after you've stepped out of your comfort zone that you begin to change, grow, and transform." And this is by Roy T. Bennett. Change, grow, and transform, and stepping out of the comfort zone. And I'm all about that. So in this video, I hope that you'll learn a little bit of how to do this, or what this means, and how to look at our lives and our experiences in a particular way. So this video, as you might have seen in the title, is about Maya and emotional entanglement. So I wanted to start with the meaning of Maya. And Maya, I'll read this to you. This is from Wikipedia. It says Maya is a Sanskrit Tibetan term. It's a Buddhist term translated as pretense or deceit that is identified as one of the 20 subsidiary unwholesome mental factors within the Mahayana teachings. In this context, it is defined as pretending to exhibit or claiming to have a good quality that one lacks. Pretending to exhibit or claiming to have a good quality that one lacks. Now, interesting. I suspect that we've all run into individuals that it's like, wow, they seemed so nice, and I don't know, they changed, and this happens. It happens with us too. And if we look at this is what the Greeks would have termed a persona. This is like the mask that a person wears. So you might notice that even yourself, with your family, you're a particular way. With a friend, you're a different way. With one friend, you're one way, and another friend, you're another way. And this could be seen as a pretense or deceit, because how come it's not the same way everywhere? Because different people often bring out different aspects of ourselves, and we have all of these aspects, and we are multifaceted that way. And being multifaceted can allow us to have compassion and understanding for others, but often leads to a space of ego. Well, this is right and this is not right, is often where minds will go. I wanted to make sure that you know this term also in terms of, I just read you the Buddhist translation or meaning. And I thought I'd also read a translation that is by Swami Vivekananda. And it says, space, time, causation, or name and form is what is called Maya. Space, time, causation, or name and form. So if I change, or this mind changes, my behavior changes, my words change because of the space that I'm in. So if I'm different because I'm in Oakville versus how I am in Bali, that's Maya. If it's time, it's like, in the morning I'm really good energy, but by the evening I'm not good energy. So then my behavior changes, and I give myself that out because that's just how I am in that. That's how this mind is, or that's how this body is. That's how this persona is in different times. And this is the whole idea of understanding ourselves and understanding how we can get caught up in Maya. And this Maya, again, this also this name and form. Name and form, you might know that a couple or a few videos ago, I talked about this, and in terms of the clay pot idea, that clay can be made into a pot, or it could be made into a vase. And so the form is changing, the name is changing. So pot or vase, yet it's the same. It's the same. So same idea, that it doesn't say that I'm different. It's still clay. It's still clay, but we might say it. We might use a different name. We might notice the different form. This is people too. So that we're all the same, yet the equipment that we're coming through is a little bit different. And also, we give ourselves out. Well, because of this, I'm like this. And this is where this whole causation comes up. So it's my genetics, it's the family I was brought up in, it's the environment I live in, it's the weather, it's the time of the day. So all of that, this is all Maya. Because when we look at something that is pure, it's always pure, that it's always going to act from a pure space with a mindful attention to what is it. And this is why going within to understand ourselves, and you know that I strongly encourage meditation for this. I also really encourage self-reflection and contemplation, because sometimes we learn something about ourselves, but we're so busy in the day that we just move on and we continue with our day. And then our same patterns and habits continue. So unless we're mindfully attentive, we don't get to understand who we are. And as I said, with that understanding comes a very deep level of compassion and love for ourselves and for the world around us. I came across this quotation by, one of my favorite writers and speakers, and it's by J. Krishnamurti, and he says, "The study of oneself is not an end, but a beginning, because there is no end in understanding oneself. It is a constant movement. If you observe yourself very carefully, you will see that there is no fixed moment where you can say, I understand the whole totality of myself. It is like reading many volumes. The more one studies oneself, the more there is to be studied." And this is so important for us to understand, because even when we are interacting with different people and we notice that, wow, yesterday they were really nice and today not so much, understanding ourselves that we ourselves are like that for whatever reason, could have been that I just spoke with someone that, really threw off what I'm thinking right now, or made me more sensitive, or made me a little bit frustrated, or I had a not such an easy drive. Anything can happen that can change me in this moment, which can happen to the other. And often what happens, if someone is in a not such a good space and we're in their environment or the same environment, we start feeling something like, why is this person so upset or frustrated or sad or anything? And we start thinking, did I do something? So the most common response or reaction, I'll say, is, did I do something? Did I say something? Was it me? That's the most common reaction that we have. The mind becomes sensitive to, I know this person is not in the same spot as I'm used to seeing them, and yet it must be because of something I did. And in that situation, we either blame the other person of, wow, you're always like this with me and only like this with me, or why are you like this with me? Or we blame ourselves, like, oh, I made them not feel so good and I don't know what I did, and I must have said something, and we get into that guilt place. So again, blame or shame for ourselves or the other is the common reaction of the mind. And this is about understanding ourselves. As we understand ourselves, again, we understand others around us too. So I came across this wonderful quotation that is by Yoga Vasishta, and it's such a deep concept in Advaita, which is non-duality. And again, if you listen to this video carefully, you'll notice that what I'm saying is just objective fact. It's just something that there's only by watching can we understand this about ourselves. So this is a mindful attention. And so it's not really restricted to Vedic teaching. It is just truth. And I thought this was a great summary for this video, and I hope that you will find it useful too. So it says, by transcending one's mind, a person suffers no illness, neither of the body nor of the mind. Such a person neither seeks nor does he spurn, neither gives up nor gathers. Towards such a person flows all auspicious qualities. By constantly engaging in appropriate action with detachment, which is called nishkama karma, such a person's happiness is beyond the comprehension of ordinary men, for it's eternal, never momentary. Eternal. So this eternal evolution, this eternal space that is constantly expanding and growing as it understands itself, this is the space, and this is the space where it's beyond the mind. It's not something that a mind can understand. And in case you don't understand entanglement, I thought I would share this too. It says here as a description, and this is from a blog post, which I thought was really well put. It says emotional entanglement, also known as an enmeshment relationship, encompasses a state where individuals become intricately interwoven with the emotions, thoughts, and overall well-being of others. Now, do you know Many of us do this, and usually the closer the person is to us, as in a really good friend or a really close family member, the more we have a possibility of becoming entangled. And partly because we want to show the compassion that, well, I know how you feel, and I could feel that. I feel what you're feeling. And we'll say things like this. And it's not helpful because, again, when someone is in a space of suffering, it doesn't help to join them in that spot because that is entanglement. Where now suddenly, where someone else is not in a good spot, I'm also there. And this can also happen on road rage, where we see that we're driving carefully, comfortably, and someone else is driving not so well or has a lot of road rage. And suddenly we get upset. And it's like we don't even know the person yet. We can become entangled in the emotions that are expressed by another. And this interwoven with emotions, thoughts, and overall well being, remember that our own emotions change consistently, constantly, even within an hour, they can change, or many, many emotions can go through that time. And then the thoughts definitely change quite regularly. And it's like 1 minute, yeah, I thought that was really not right of them to do this. And okay, I feel okay about it. So you notice how quickly our thoughts change. Others do too. So the minute we think that we're really understanding another, which we never really fully can, because the equipment that they're working through, their emotions, their thoughts, their feeling of well being, is not ours. It will never be the same as what will come through our own awareness. Compassion can be something we can express easily and freely. We can try to understand another's thoughts and emotions and then recognize that it all changes. And this is how to overcome Maya. This is a big, big concept. So these two ideas, these words, entanglement and enmeshment, are used a lot more in psychology these days. These are terms that are known in Vedic tradition, and again, by transcending that space. So let's say I really want to help. I have to be out of that space of thinking of what could I do or what could I say or how should I behave. That's out of that mind space, because that's what the mind does. It tries to figure things out. It tries to say, oh, this is the right thing to say, this is not the right thing to say, or that person said the right thing to me, or that person did not say the right thing to me. It's only by transcending that space can we see things from a clearer perspective, because then we're really out of the mind space. And today, I would love for you to reflect on that idea and contemplate and allow your mind to rest and just see what arises to you. Just in a space of resonance. What does this mean? How do you practice from this space? How do you practice, again, as the term here is this whole nishkama karma, which again is by constantly engaging in appropriate action with detachment. So I do what I feel is right in this moment without, and they better respond nicely. They know that, I said the right thing to them. I was kind, I was centered. They're not. There's no attachment to it. So they need to show me that, oh, yes, thank you. Thank you for saying all the right things. Thank you for doing all the right things. There's no need for that. When we have no need for that, then we're working from divine energy. That's beyond this mind. I wish you a fantastic day of practicing this ahead. And I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.